Every country has a different set of beliefs and stories surrounding ghosts, mythical creatures, and the supernatural. In Japan, the Shinto faith believes that human beings are good at heart, while the evil in the world is created by malevolent spirits. Shinto beliefs create a bridge between the everyday human world and the world of spirits, which are seen to exist side by side. And many Shinto rituals focus purely on keeping evil spirits at bay. Evil spirits are believed to interfere with humans, which can be as simple as a harmless trick, or as devious as dragging humans down into the underworld. Despite rituals to control them, there are some specific evil spirits that have their stories told time and time again, throughout generations of Japanese people. These are the spirits so powerful or intelligent that rituals, prayers, and ceremonies were supposedly unable to control them. While these legends can't be proved to be true, they have also never been disproved. And if a story has been told over and over again, what are the chances there is a core of truth behind it? All of these legends must start somewhere after all. These ghost stories are at the core of Japanese culture and tell the story of horrifying spirits that hunt, trick, and prey on humans of all ages. Despite the rise of modern technology and skepticism about the paranormal, spirits play a significant role in the world of modern Japan. Japanese ghosts are often tricky, but they are able to be outsmarted. So pay attention to these stories in case you are unlucky enough to meet one of these spirits. 1. Teke Teke. Long ago, a schoolgirl was said to trip and fall onto a railway line. She was unable to escape before the train came, and her torso was cut completely in half by it. In some versions of the story, the girl deliberately lay down or jumped on the railway line to commit suicide. It is believed that she did not die immediately, because the force of the train and the cold night air caused the bleeding to slow. The girl then slowly crawled away from the train tracks, leaving her lower half behind, before she died. Because of her untimely, painful death, she became an onri, a vengeful ghost whose soul is unable to move on from its death. The dead schoolgirl began to haunt areas across Japan, focusing on train stations, similar to the site where she met her horrific fate. Because of her missing legs and hips, the ghost could only move by using her elbows and hands to drag her bloody torso across the ground. People who survived meeting this spirit referred to her as Teke Teke, because of the horrific scraping sound made by her fingernails dragging against the floor. It is said that when Teke Teke encounters a person, she will begin to quickly drag herself towards them. She moves so fast that she is reported to have caught up to people who have tried to flee from her by getting in a car and driving away. Teke Teke does not hesitate to chase after her victims, and if they are not fast enough to outrun her, she will use a scythe to cut them in half at the waist, just as the train did to her. Some say that Teke Teke does this because she wants to steal the legs of the victim and use them as her own. Others say that Teke Teke wants to create more ghosts like her, and that her victims may end up the same way as her, chasing after their own victims. In some versions of the legend, survivors who have encountered Teke Teke say that she sometimes appears in bathrooms and asks people in the bathroom, "Where are my legs?" If they answer incorrectly, she will cut their legs off. If you want to survive an encounter with Teke Teke, you must answer by telling her that her legs can be found on the Meshin Expressway, or on the Meshin Line, or simply replying by saying, "Carmen Shinen Ma." If she asks you, "Do you need your legs?" you must answer, "Yes, I need them right now." 2. The human-faced dog. If you are traveling around an urban area of Japan at night, you may encounter a jinmenken, which translates to human-faced dog. True to its name, the jinmenken is said to literally look like a medium-sized dog with a completely human face. The rumours of this creature's existence date back to the 1600s, even featuring in the news at the time, but increased in frequency in the late 1980s. Jinmenkin specimens were allegedly featured in Japanese sideshows between 1603 and 1867, alongside other taxidermies and mummies. Some reports suggest that live specimens of Jinmenkin were also on show and became popular exhibits. As none of these specimens remain today, it isn't clear if these may have been fake Jinmenkin with a human face somehow sewn onto the body of a dog, but accounts from the time suggest that if they were fakes, they were very convincing. A zoologist who visited one of these exhibits viewed what he was told was a live Jinmenkin, and he remarked, "I could see no apparent stitches or artificial connection between the human face and dog. I was eager to be on my way after such a ghastly abomination, and the thing's gaze left me with a deep unease long after I had left." In modern times, these frightening creatures are said to overtake cars by sprinting down the motorways at unnatural speeds. Once they have overtaken the car, they will turn around and look back over their shoulder at the drivers, revealing that although they have the body of a dog, they have a face that appears to be human. They have long matted hair and a face that is said to look deeply sad. The backstory of how the human-faced dogs came to be are uncertain. Some say that they are a result of an illegal genetic experimentation between humans and dogs. Others say that the human-faced dogs are a strange ghost resulting from the death of a person who was hit and killed by a car while walking their dog at night. Some people who have encountered a Jinmenkin while on foot report that they thought they saw a stray dog searching through trash on the street, until the dog looked up from a pile of garbage, revealing its human face. While encountering a Jinmenkin is terrifying, they do not seem to cause harm to humans. Although some who have encountered a Jinmenkin report that the creature could talk, it appears that they would rather not be bothered by humans, as the creature often uses its speech to request that it would like to be left alone. 3. Akamanto. If you are using a public bathroom in Japan, try to avoid the very last stall, especially if you're in a woman's bathroom. If you use the last stall, or sometimes the fourth stall, as 4 is the number that is sometimes associated with death, you may look to see that there is no toilet paper in the cubicle. Instead, you will see a ghostly man, often with a mask covering his face and a red cloak on his shoulders. If he is not wearing a mask, he may appear as a very tall man with a face that appears to be sickly white in colour. He is named Akamanto, which means red cloak. Akamanto will ask you, red paper or blue paper? In some versions of the legend, he asks, red cloak or blue cloak instead. If you answer red, you have made a terrible mistake. Akamanto will kill you in a horrible bloody way, either by removing your skin and hanging it over your shoulders like a cape, or creating deep wounds resulting in death from blood loss. However, answering blue will not save you. If you answer this way, Akamanto will still kill you, except he would choose to strangle you to death, or simply drain all of the blood from your body, leaving you cold and blue on the floor. If you think you can trick Akamanto by choosing another colour than red or blue, think again, especially if you were thinking of answering yellow. If you say yellow, it is said that Akamanto will push your head into the toilet until you drown. Any other colour will cause Akamanto to grab you and drag you down into the underworld. Even choosing to bring your own toilet paper to the toilet does not deter Akamanto, as the toilet paper you brought will vanish, and you will still have to answer Akamanto's question. Fortunately, there is a way to survive meeting Akamanto. Those who have been able to escape the ghost have done so by either ignoring Akamanto completely, running out of the bathroom, or saying no to the question. 4. Kuchisake-onna. Those who are walking alone through Japanese streets at night might worry that they will meet Kuchisake-onna. This vengeful spirit looks like an incredibly beautiful woman, but she is always wearing a mask covering part of her face, and she slyly holds a hidden pair of scissors or a sickle. She often approaches children, but adults are still not safe. If you see Kuchisake-onna, she will ask you a question. Am I beautiful? Just like the legend of Manto, if you meet Kuchisake-onna, you must make sure you answer her question correctly if you want to live. Do not say no, as she will immediately reveal her weapon and murder you. If you have the misfortune of saying yes, you may think that you have escaped, as Kuchisake-onna will slowly remove the mask covering the lower half of her face, revealing that her mouth had been cut from ear to ear. Then she will repeat her question. If you say no, you will be killed immediately. If you say yes, you will survive, but only after Kuchisake-onna has used her scissors to cut your mouth the same way as hers. The only option that will save you from death or mutilation is to fight through the fear and respond by telling the spirit that she looks average, okay, or so-so. This seems to confuse the spirit by not providing her with a clear answer to her question. Then she will leave you alone. A popular origin story for Kuchisake-onna is that she was once a beautiful wife of a samurai. However, due to her beauty, Kuchisake-onna was also very vain. This led her to having an affair with another man. When her husband found out, he mutilated her out of anger by slashing her mouth open from ear to ear. He reportedly asked her if anyone would think that she was pretty now, explaining why Kuchisake-onna seems to ask all of her victims if they think she is pretty. This story is so popular in Japan that most Japanese citizens know the correct answer to avoid this fate. But clueless travelers might not be as lucky. Before I conclude this video, I just want to say thank you for choosing to watch it, and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you feel like I'm worthy of a hit to that like button and your subscription to my channel, it would be hugely appreciated. Also, if you want to support my mission to become a full-time storyteller, please check out the link in the video description to an audiobook I narrated on Audible. You can get it for free by signing up for Audible's 30-day free trial, and you'll be really helping me out. If you love horror, you'll love this novel. 5. Okiku Doll. The tale of the Okiku Doll begins in 1918 when a teenage boy gave his doll to his little sister, Okiku, as a gift. He chose the doll because it had the same haircut as his sister, and she absolutely adored it. So she named it Okiku after herself. The doll became his sister's best friend, and the two were inseparable. Sadly, his sister died from yellow fever or another illness shortly after receiving Okiku. It is said that as she died, she was holding the doll tightly in her hands. To honor the memory of their daughter, the parents decided to display Okiku, the doll, on top of an altar. This sweet gesture took a dark turn when members of the family began to notice that Okiku's hair, which had always been in a short bob haircut, was beginning to grow longer. It even got split ends, just like the hair of a human would if it hadn't been cut for too long. The family were plagued by nightly dreams of Okiku, where they would wake in the mornings to find that the doll had moved to their bedside. Soon, even more strange things were happening in the house, including lights flickering, strange noises, and unexplained voices. Believing that the spirit of their daughter now lived inside of the doll, the parents moved the doll to a nearby Buddhist temple in the hope that their daughter's spirit would be able to be at peace. Unlike most of these legends, which have no physical proof, the Okiku doll is real, and can be found in Hokkaido in the Manenji Temple, the same place it was donated to all those years ago. Terrifyingly, although more than 100 years have passed, the priests still have to give haircuts to the doll, as her hair has never stopped growing. Allegedly, the doll's hair, which had originally been shoulder length, grew so long that it reached past her knees. One of the priests began to give the doll haircuts after he had a dream where the doll asked him to do so. It is rumoured that at some stage, the priests sent some of the untrimmed hair away for testing, revealing that it was not synthetic doll's hair, but the hair of a human child. Several people who have gone to visit the doll in recent times say that her mouth is beginning to slowly open over the years, revealing what looks like real human teeth. Others say that if you come to visit the Okiku Doll, you will experience some strange dreams as her family did all those years ago. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I know there is a ton of content out there, and I'm sincerely appreciative for you watching this right through to the end. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit the like button, and if you don't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and select the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. Also, please leave a comment on this video, let me know what you thought of it. Comments really help with the YouTube algorithm and will really help my channel to grow. You can also let me know what type of videos you would like to see more of on this channel. That really helps me branch out into new subject matters. If you have a story you would like me to tell on this channel, please email it to me at stories@daredevil.com. If you want to support my channel even further, there are a number of ways you can do so. You can buy me a coffee via my Ko-fi account, or simply help me out by sharing my content with anyone you might think is interested in watching it. Thanks again,